Good day, everyone. Now let's continue with our lesson. This time we're going to solve on how to swap two elements in one-dimensional array using C++. Okay, so in this problem, we'll try to analyze first what is swapping. Say you want to swap some value which are inside the list. Example, let's have an example here. We're going to swap the two numbers which is given in the list. Let's say we have here 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we're going to swap the 3 and 5 so that we can have the following list, a new list of elements in our array. But the question is, how are we going to solve this? Let's try to analyze first the step-by-step process on how to swap it manually. Okay, as we all know that the number which is shown in the first index is actually assigned to 0. Okay, so 5 here is assigned to the index 0. Okay, now let's try to proceed with our algorithm. Okay, now how can we do that? What would be the step-by-step process? So in this algorithm, we will try to create a variable name called temporary variable. Okay, we're going to create a temporary variable so that we can swap the two elements. Okay, how it should be done. First, the value of the first element, which we will be assigning to, assuming we're going to create a variable name called ARR, and then our first element would be 0. Then we're going to store it in a temporary variable. Second step, the value in the second index, which refers to this one, whatever the value for this, we will assign to the first index. Okay, we're going to assign it the first index, so we have to swap it. And step 3, the value for the temporary, wherein we temporary assign it, will be assigned to the second index, which is referring to this variable. Now, with regards to converting this into program, how can we do that? Okay, so let's get started. Let's try to open up our Visual Studio Code, and then let's start typing our code. But before that, let's create a new file again here. So let's try to wait. What would be the name of our file? We're going to call this one swap. Swap elements. That's CPP. Right? So start off with number include IO stream. And let me just finish it using name space std int name. Okay. So inside here, we're going to declare our array. Okay. First, we're going to declare our array. Okay. int. Oops. Put it here. Int. I call this one to size, assuming we're going to have 5 values. Okay, and then we're going to initialize as well our array. Now here, I'm going to put the size and the value for this, assuming I'm not going to assert the value. I have to provide a fixed value. Let's say the value for this, the one that we have, like what we did, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, assuming that that's the value that we're going to have. Okay, let me double check int our size. Okay, so and we're going to create also a temporary operation. Okay, now what's next? Let's try to fix this first. So the temporary here will be assigned as a temporary variable to aid in swapping, meaning it's the one that can actually help in swapping. Now, what is next? Okay, let's just my keyboard keep on hanging. Let me double check this one. Okay, so here in the temporary, you can type here cout. And let's say I'm going to put here the original array. Okay, and next thing that we're going to do is we will try to create okay, on this part we will combine this with a function instead, just like a normal. So just put here on top, we're going to create a function using a user defined function to print the array. Okay, inside here we will try to create a function called, say, this is print array. Okay, we can use this option, and then inside this parentheses we declare arr, and this will be an empty value because that is intended for the temporal int, then size. Okay, now next, curly brace. Inside this function we'll put the for loops. So I int I equals to 0, then I less than the size, then I plus plus. And we're going to add another curly brace to continue. Cout, then we're going to call r, and the value which is I. Then here we need to add some spacing. This is intended for our swapping. So in this part, cout, I'm going to add end line so that it will move into the next line. So here in our int main, we now proceed with calling our function, which is this one, print array. Okay, I'm going to add it up here, print array, then AR, and referring to the size, and a colon. Oh, but I put it here a R R R. Okay, I think just fix it later, one by one. Okay, I just need to finish and let's try to check what are the missing part. Okay, size by R front array. Okay, now I'm going to add here the swapping first and last element. Okay, this will be our description. So in the temporary, we're going to assign the AR 0 to the first element, then AR 0 is equal to AR then size minus 1, which is referring to the last element. Okay, that's the first element. AR size minus 1 then equals to temporary. And this part, I'll be displaying cout array with first and last element. So in semicolon. Then next is we're going to front array into the size, and it should be a colon. Then here return 0. So I think we need to let me once int size. Let me just double check. Maybe I missed something. Why I get some error. Let me just double check why I get an error in this part. Something missing in my code. Let me double check again. Front. Ah, okay, this option. That's why I get the error. Front array. It's not consistent. Front array. Front array. Front array. Did I just say that? Okay. Here. There's some error here. Still get the error. Okay. Let's try to find out where I get the error. Let me fix it. Oh, I found it. So I missed to add here the semicolon. That's it. Okay, there you are. The error is gone. Let's try to check whether this code is running or there are more errors. Okay, let's try to run. Just wait for the output to be displayed here. Okay, original element 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 3. There you are. So that's the output. So if you're going to interchange that, let's say I'm going to do the value. I'm going to make this as 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is the same process. Okay, I replace here the value based on our PowerPoint here. Okay, I'm going to use this option. Okay, that's right. Run again. Should have now the swapping. Okay, original array 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, so that's 1, 4, 3. Therefore, the way you're going to display it is it should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Because you want to, what happened here, use the 5 instead. Okay, should that be the, what we want to swap is the second element. So 1, 4, 3, 2, 5. In our code, we're supposed to put the 5 in the first element. Okay, so if that's the case, enter array. Mhm. In our first element, going to analyze this. Mm, our size. So therefore, because we want to solve this option, okay, this 3 and 5 to 1. We're not going to use the 1 instead. Okay, let's try to edit the code. In this case, okay, temporary, which is 0 and 0, 1, 2. Okay, let's try to replace this with 2. So this part will be the 1. And this one, so I'm going to change this to, let's try to run again. What will happen now? Okay, so in our temporary, which is referring to 5, and then 0, we're going to put the 5 here in the temporary. This is what we're going to do. This 5 will now be assigned to temporary. Then next, our temporary will be replaced with 3. Now replace with temporary. Okay, let's try to check whether we will have the same output. 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's try to check our 3, 4, 5, 2, 1. 3, 4, 5, 2, 1. 3, 4, 5, 2, 1. Okay, so we got the correct output now. So that's how you're going to solve problem, trying to check one by one, and we were able to analyze it by putting or changing the value in the index. So that will be all for this example, and we will proceed to another example in the next video. See you around.